Chef Kimber Dean. I am co-owner of Nourish Cafe and Market, and I'm also the author of Happy Cookbooks. I'm here today to make the marinara bowl. I'll be teaching you how to make zoodles, sauteed mushrooms, and spinach. We're going to top that with a homemade marinara sauce, a vegan cashew ricotta, and our quinoa vegan meatballs today. And now we're going to get started. So we're going to start off with our vegan quinoa meatballs here today. I've already boiled some black beans, but you're welcome to use 1 can of already made black beans. I just like to boil mine from dry because they're cheaper. It's just more cost effective for me. I also already made my quinoa, so I just boiled this off and then let them both cool in my refrigerator. We have our lemon garlic hummus here. You're welcome to use any hummus that you like. I like to make mine from scratch just so I can keep all those preservatives out of it and keep it organic, a little bit cheaper too. And then here we have all of our spices. So we have our dried minced onion, we have minced garlic, a little paprika, some dried parsley, oregano, and cayenne. If you don't like a lot of heat, definitely take out the cayenne because it does have a little kick. And then my favorite brand of coconut aminos here that I like to use. You can sub this with soy aminos or a soy sauce if that's good, Worcestershire sauce. I just really like coconut aminos. So we are gonna start with any high-speed blender or food processor. It doesn't really matter the brand as long as it's high speed. I have a Vitamix here that I'm gonna use. We want a smaller one if you have any larger ones because we want the surface area to be really small on the bottom. That way everything blends really easily. So I'm just gonna toss in 1.5 cups of beans. They've already been drained. As I said, I like to get bulk and I like to boil them myself. And then we're gonna do 1/4 cup coconut aminos. And this will just help those beans blend better in here. And you could substitute this out for any beans that you like. So get those going. Put our lid on, and these aren't gonna blend into complete puree or mush. We are probably gonna have a couple beans left over in there that we can see. We just wanna get most of them into a puree. I'm gonna turn it on. Just take our lid off. Any mixing bowl will do. Take our spatula and just pour our black bean paste and coconut amino paste into our bowl. So these are really great on top of any dish that you would normally have. Meatballs, whether it be like an Alfredo or a pesto bowl, lots of pasta bowls are good with this. And then you can top it with any sauce you like. I just really like the marinara sauce with these. So we're gonna add everything to our bowl. These are really easy to make. We're gonna drop our seasonings in, and then our cooked quinoa. And then we'll dump our hummus in next. And we're just gonna get to mixing these. So what I love about buying spices in bulk is it makes it really cheap. My favorite place to buy them is from Frontier by the pound online. You can get such big discounts online if you buy in bulk. So that's the best way to keep your spice cabinet loaded up with, especially organic, because it can get really expensive for most people. So that's our paste down there. So then I'm just gonna take a normal cookie scoop. You can get an ice cream scoop. You can make these any size you want. You just might have to bake them a little bit more. This is a 3/4 ounce. So not a full ounce scoop. And we're just gonna scoop them right onto our eco-friendly parchment paper. You can find this really at any natural grocery store. Online, it's really easy too. I like to support local and go to my local grocery stores. We're gonna get about a dozen of these. And you just wanna make sure that you line them up equal distance apart so they bake at the same time. So we're gonna take our pan that's prepared over to our oven that's been preheating on 400 degrees and just place it right in there. We're gonna let that bake for about 18 to 22 minutes depending on how quickly your oven bakes, and then just notice if your oven is hotter in one side, like our oven here, it's hotter to the back left, you rotate halfway through to keep those cauli balls cooking evenly. So now we're gonna go ahead and make our marinara sauce. I love this marinara sauce because it's really easy and simple to make. I have my avocado oil, 3 tablespoons already measured out. I'm just gonna put this in the pan. Turn my flame on medium-low. All right. And then from here, we have our Bio Nature crushed tomatoes. So I really like this brand. It's hard to find canned tomatoes that don't have a preservative in it. You can get this at any natural food store near you. So this is the same brand, Bio Nature, that we're gonna use for our tomato paste. We're gonna get 3 tablespoons of this and put it into our marinara sauce. This is just gonna help thicken it up slightly. And then from there we have our spices. So we have our dried minced garlic, we have dried parsley, sea salt, oregano, basil, and black pepper. I make this at my restaurant. This is on our menu, our marinara bowl, and we use this recipe. And the black pepper sometimes is a little much for people. So again, if you don't like spicy, maybe omit that. So we just dump in these at the same time as the tomatoes. Since everything's dry, we really want them to reabsorb all of this liquid and give us the most flavor. It does seem like a lot of herbs and spices, but I'm telling you, it's nice and flavorful, which is what you want. Plus, herbs have a lot of micronutrients. They're like little powerhouses, so we just want to get all of the nutrients we can with this sauce. And then from there, we'll let it come to a boil. Bring it down to a simmer and let it sit for 15 minutes. So while the quinoa balls are baking in the oven, we just want to let this sit and get hot. And now we're going to make our cashew ricotta. Right, so now we're gonna make our vegan cashew ricotta. This recipe is so easy, it's very little prep. The longest part of the prep is soaking our cashews, which I've done now for about 2 hours. You can do it for about 2 to 24 hours. Anything past that, the cashews get really gelatinous and it's almost like a goop, so you just don't wanna go past that. So I've just been soaking it in enough water over top so that the cashews can absorb the water. And then I'm just gonna strain those out. All right, so we got our cashews soaking. We're then gonna move on. We have our almond milk here, and I make my own nut milks at home. I also use seeds, and at Nourish, we make our own almond milk as well. I love the almond cow. It's a machine that actually makes it so that the nuts don't have to be soaked before. If you know how to make traditional nut milk, you have to soak them, so the almond cow is great. We also have our nutritional yeast here. We have dried onion, and then we have some garlic salt. We're just gonna dump that in. Nutritional yeast is a really yummy flavor. It's our nice cheese flavor for the vegan cheese. It's high in protein, fiber, and vitamin B12, so I love nutritional yeast. We have our lemon juice here. I fresh squeeze my own. We fresh squeeze our own here at Nourish. Throw that in, and then our cashews are ready to go. Just gonna help those into our blender here. Again, any high-speed blender will work, or food processor. It doesn't matter the brand. It's whatever you want to buy. And then we'll turn that on, and this is just gonna make a really creamy vegan cheese. All right, and that is it. That is how we make our vegan cashew ricotta. All right, so as you can see, we let that run for about 1 to 2 minutes, and it blends really easily once everything's in the blender. And it looks a little bit runny right now, but once you put it in your refrigerator, it does firm up quite a bit. This is one of our best sellers here at Nourish. I put it on everything, my breakfast, my lunch, my dinner. It's just such a good alternative to regular dairy, which we know is inflammatory. So this is our cashew ricotta, and we're just gonna put it to the side until we're ready to prepare our bowl. Okay, so now we're gonna start playing with some vegetables and getting them ready to build our bowl. First, we're just gonna slice some mushrooms. You really can use any kind of mushroom here, and you can cut them however you like. We're just gonna saute these with our clean spinach leaves that we've already cleaned. I like cremini, they're really useful. Any mushroom, like I said, portobello would be good, shiitake, I mean, I love them all, and fungi have a lot of really healing benefits. Reishi mushrooms are known for being a great adaptogen. So we'll just put those to the side, and then we're gonna play with some different kind of noodles. So I love making noodles out of vegetables, especially for my kids because they are picky eaters. So I'll show you a couple different ways. There is this great handheld zoodler or noodler, however you wanna call it. We got this for like $5 just from a local store around here. And I actually have some local produce from Happy Hollow. They're certified organic and we love them. So this is their summer squash. And you're just gonna stick it in here, and luckily this one fits. As you can see, this one would not fit. So we just wanna make sure we grab one that does, and we're just gonna twist here. So this will make all of our noodles. They're a little bit thinner, so you have to be careful with that. If you wanna flip it over, You can do it with the other side too, which is quicker and they're thicker. So it just depends. If you're gonna saute them in something that's gonna cook for a long time, or just any way that you're cooking it for a long time, you definitely want to make them thicker so they don't just fall apart and become mush. I like to pull mine off at a certain point so that you don't have like a Lady and the Tramp noodle where it's really long and you're eating it forever. Once it gets down low, you can use the lid that comes with it and just kind of stick it in and continue to spin it. So that is our handheld zoodler. From there, we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna show you this really cool zoodler that we got offline. It was around $20, so it was really inexpensive. We can do this again with just a zucchini. So you take it, you just wanna cut it so that it fits in here. We have these teeth that you push it into, and then you're gonna take the one side, push it down. It has a nice little lock down here, so we just put it to lock. And then it has different sizes too. So we do the largest size here, so our zoodles last longer. They last about 2 to 3 days in the fridge, which is great. And then you get these nice, beautiful zoodles. And again, I just kind of pull them so you don't get super long ones. My employees love to see who can get the longest one, which is always fun to grab them out of our drawer and have really long noodles. Cool, so that is a zoodle. Any root vegetable will work really, really well whenever you're making noodles out of vegetables. So carrots work really well. I'm gonna demonstrate a carrot for you guys. So any vegetable that really is tough and hard and won't fall apart. We don't want like a cucumber or tomato where it's just gonna be mush. And then we have these really fun, and then you can play with the colors. You can do this with sweet potatoes, turnips, parsnips. Like I said, any root vegetable that you really enjoy. I'm just gonna let that roll. Oh. So now we're gonna start sauteing our vegetables and getting these cooked down so we top it with all our yummy sauces. I'm gonna start with a little bit of olive oil. We just don't wanna use extra virgin. Olive oil has a higher smoke point and we don't want to have that extra virgin where once you hit that smoke point, it then turns into free radicals, which can cause some harm in the body and inflammation. I'm gonna turn these on about a medium-high heat, and then these are already prepared. So one of these pans is gonna get our mushrooms, and those take a little bit longer to cook than anything else over here. And we're not gonna season these at all just because we are going to be topping them with so much flavor with all of our sauces. And those are gonna take a minute. So just getting those started, I might give them a little bit more olive oil. So mushrooms are like sponges, they absorb everything you cook, so we never clean them with water because it'll make them waterlogged. We just kind of brush them off. The same goes here, we don't want to put any water in there. And then from these zoodles that we made, or noodles out of veggies, I'm gonna do the lighter colored ones. I'm not gonna do beets today just because it might turn everything a little bit brown or red. I want this to stay really colorful and vibrant. So we'll get the rest of them in here. A nice big bowl. So like I said, the noodles are gonna cook a lot quicker than our mushrooms. So we just let these start to saute over here. Get our noodles going. Tossing them quickly and often. We don't wanna just let them sit. Once they just start to get translucent and warm through, we're gonna take them off because that hot marinara is gonna continue to cook these. So then our mushrooms are starting to get cooked down here and sauteed. So I'm gonna throw my spinach on. The spinach we want to do towards the end. So these are almost done. It's that quick to cook these noodles down. A lot of people ask me if you boil veggie noodles, and you don't. They'll just fall apart. They're not like regular pasta. They're noodles made out of veggies. So we just wanna saute them lightly. I eat these almost every day for breakfast. I know that sounds weird to most people, but I do love zoodles. All right, so let's add our spinach. And we just have some fresh, clean, organic spinach leaves. Toss that on. And again, it's really, really quick with the spinach, because if you cook spinach too quickly, or too long, I should say, it's gonna make it look like a toothpick. So I'm actually gonna turn that heat off. And already, take that off the burner. Just let that spinach sit there. And then our zoodles are done as well. All right, so we're gonna bring this over to our table and start to get everything plated. Ooh. We're gonna start plating here. We have that same nice white bowl that we had for our spinach. And I'm just going to take my spinach and mushroom mixture and put it to one side. I wanna let everybody see that beautiful mixture. I love mushrooms, I love spinach. You can really use any greens like arugula or kale, maybe mustard greens or Swiss chard. I'll throw. It's a lot of noodles, but I eat a lot, so you can always make a smaller bowl for yourself if you want. So we got these beautiful veggies in here, and then we're gonna take our marinara that was done simmering and just pour that over the top. You can always get a little veggie stock if you want it to be a little more thinned out. And we have our cashew ricotta. We usually just do 1 dollop on top. I'm gonna do 2 because I like it so much. This is one of our best-selling bowls at Nourish. Grab our vegan meatballs here on the side, maybe add an extra one. So this is our marinara bowl. I love this bowl. It's Whole30, paleo, vegan compliant, which is a great combo of everything. And it's delicious. Lots of flavor, lots of veggies, so you're getting a lot of nutrients here, and it's really filling. All right, so we're gonna give this a try, and I want a little bit of everything. I'm gonna break open that meatball. See if I can get a short noodle. There we go. A little mushroom, a little spinach. All right, here we go. And that's how you do a marinara bowl. Oh, it's so good. So thanks again for watching. First, we started with our yummy quinoa balls, our vegan meatballs. We then made our vegan marinara sauce. That was really easy. Lots of organic, nutrient-dense food. My favorite, we made our cashew ricotta. That I just love that cheese. It's my favorite thing since I don't eat dairy. And then we ended with all of our veggies. So slicing up some mushrooms, cooking off our zoodles, and adding our spinach at the end. So that's how we made our marinara bowl. So if you like these recipes and you want more details, these recipes are in my book, Happy Food Cookbook, available on Amazon or my website here at Nourish Cafe and Market. If you'd like to follow me or my restaurant, we're online at Chef Kim Berdeen or nourishcafeandmarket.com. We're on Instagram and Facebook. My website is chefkimberdeen.com if you'd like to buy a cookbook. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to nourish from the inside out.